Okay, we continue the message reading. Swami Vivekananda then goes into more details about the way we may all participate, first as abhyasis and then as trainers, the preceptors. Dated 23rd August 1945. Swamiji says, the persons of high rank in your society should first set their own example for others to follow. General duties for all Satsangi brethren of Sri Ramchandra Mission. Number 1. Rise early in the morning and follow the laws of nature. 2. Be simple in habits and regular concerning meals. 3. Be pious and generous. 4. Be truthful in words, thoughts and deeds. 5. Have sympathy for everybody like you have for your own children. 6. Give service to fellow beings of every kind within your capacity. 7. Consider the whole world as one community with due consideration for the rights for everybody. 8. Have faith in the Master, who is the Supreme Lord, and loyalty to his mission. 9. Devote regular time to abhyas every day. And 10. Offer prayer before going to bed for the success of the mission and for the strength to follow the laws of nature and the mandates of the mission. This is the most important thing and is binding for everybody, big or small. Special cases may be exempted. They will abide by the orders, whatever may be there. Duties of a trainer, the preceptors. Number 1. Teach others, treating them as your own brothers and sisters. Have brotherly love and sympathy for abhyasis and follow your Guru fully in this respect. Number 3. Talk with humility and softness, as if you are speaking to yourself. Words spoken should be like the flow of a river when its water is calm. 4. Abhyasis may be respected and loved in your heart as creatures of the same God. And 5th, useless talk is not to be allowed at the time of satsang. Following this, Lalaji Sahib speaks about the importance of Swadhyaya in our practice. Revered Lalaji. Every member of the mission may maintain a diary in which these guiding principles are noted and studied from time to time to remove shortcomings. There may also be notes in the diary as to what could not be fulfilled and wherein shortcomings still persist. Lalaji Sahib also expands his guidance to encompass general principles on friendship and how to best manage anger. So, those who like to read more about the whole thing, go to this autobiography, refer to that date where all these dictations are given. The next dictation, that is from 6th September 1945. It is coming from Revered Lalaji. Tells Babuji, I tell you something very important from my own experience. Friendship can survive only when mutual appreciation and regard is there in the heart on both sides. This has been my way. Babuji asks a question to Lalaji. He said, what is poison for spirituality? Lalaji says, anger. Unless One is free from this. Moderation can never be attained. What effect is brought about by anger? The system acquires heaviness and tension is generated. As a result, the free and sublime current of spirituality fails to penetrate and flow through the system, and thought is not able to get rid of the burden overweighing it. Now, the question arises as to how one can acquire freedom from anger and its effect. The prescription is here. One should consider oneself as humble and subservient to the Master. This is the solution he gives. One should consider oneself as humble and subservient to the Master. This should become a matter of trust and perfect belief, and one may remain practicing it so as to acquire that same hue of humility and subservience in every part of one's whole system. So we stop reading this. We have covered so far almost 50%. We'll take up the rest later on. Based on yesterday's reading, and I knew many questions will come related to brahmacharya, that Lalaji prescribes, rather insists on brahmacharya. So some abhyasis have written, what about us? We are grihasthas. Good, it's a valid question, needs some understanding and explanation. To clarify this point, I would like to share a story with you from Bhagavatam. It relates to explanation of Upavasi and Brahmachari. The characters are Lord Krishna in this story, gopis, and Rishi Durvasa, and the river Yamuna. Every day, gopis' duties, one of the duties was to take meals, food for Rishi Durvasa, and they had to cross Yamuna every day. They used to take a ferry and go across. One day there was flood. They could not cross. They had difficulty because that ferryman was not there at all. So what to do? They were afraid, if we don't take this meal to Durvasa, he is such a short-tempered fellow, he might curse us and condemn us forever. Nevertheless, they prayed to God and said, God, यदि ये दुर्वासा मुनि सही में उपवासी है तो मुझे नदी से रास्ता दिलवाइए. तो यमुना, as they say, right, wrong, doesn't matter, but story is very important. It gave a passage, and gopis were able to walk through and deliver the food to Durvasa. Coming back, when they saw river is flowing once again, passage is not there, difficulty returning back. So they pray again. The Lord Krishna brahmachari hai, सही में ब्रह्मचर्य है तो हमें रास्ता दो. So again Mother Yamuna gives the passage, they crossed. Now the question arises, Durvasa partaking meals, how can he be considered as Upavasi? And Lord Krishna with 3 wives, how can he be called brahmachari? Then we have to ponder over the meaning of all these things. Upavasi, above. Vasi, one who settles his focus, attention. Brahmacharya, Brahmam Charati, one who dwells only on Brahman. His attention is always on Brahman. Is Brahmacharya. I'll give you a real episode. This may be considered as a story, just to prove a point. But the real story from Babuji's life. Pujya Babuji Maharaj had 9 children. I don't know, right, 8 or 9. Could you consider him as brahmachari? But there is a statement in autobiography. Lalaji praised his Babuji so much that even during your meetings with your wife, you have not forsaken even for a moment myself from your heart. This connection between you and myself was always there, even when you were indulging in so-called human activities at a love level, romance level. You did not forget me even then. So this is all about our attention in higher things, higher beings, higher realms, higher dimensions. When we remain focused on purpose, this is what constant remembrance is ultimately leading us to. From mundane remembrance to the feelings of the Master and remaining connected with Him itself is brahmacharya. You are settled in Brahma. Your Guru is your Brahma. Settling our mind on His presence in our heart is brahmacharya. Well, coming back to what I was sharing with you before meditation, that let's give a hug to the great Master Babuji Maharaj. Give him a virtual hug as much as you can. Don't let him leave. Constantly one thought kept coming to me to share with you all is plead from Babuji के एक थोड़ी सी जगह दो आपके दिल में, थोड़ी सी. वो कहते हैं हम आपको बहुत अच्छी तरह से रखेंगे, आपकी सेवा करेंगे, थोड़ी सी जगह दे दो हमें. इतना ही उनका मैसेज है आज के हम सब के लिए. तो दिल में थोड़ी जगह उनके लिए बना के रखो and keep giving him hugs, as many as you can today. And not only literally, but in a realistic way, I would say. We should become upavasi for the day in a real sense. If you can fast, why not? While we were celebrating Bandaras here, a lot of our abhyasis took the opportunity of fasting. Fasting itself is of no use. But when fasting is combined with constant remembrance, remaining absorbed in his memory, remaining absorbed in his essence, changes everything. Otherwise, fasting on its own, there's no real meaning to it. I think and some of you who can meditate, those who have time at 12 o'clock, please sit at 12 o'clock up to 12:30. I'll give you all a sitting. Of course, we will not connect via internet, but you can just close your eyes and meditate for 30 minutes. Later on, we'll reassemble at 6 o'clock. Thank you.
Hirna चार ना